Hello friends, I am Ankit and welcome to my channel. I am here with my daily predictions and analysis for global markets and commodities. In this analysis, we will look into US, Europe, UK and India indices and also gold and silver and crude oil and natural gas commodities. Yesterday, if you recall, I had said very clearly beyond 1870 gold will fly towards 1880 and beyond that it will definitely fly. That was the call. It has achieved 1903 and global markets dropped, including US 30, US 100, FTSE 100, Germany 40, be it any index. The index has considerably dropped. Now this is potentially because you can say this is called the money flow. Now you can clearly see from sometimes since some time we have seen that the money flow was not equally balanced. Now you can see that people are investing less in riskier assets and are moving on to the safe asset, including gold. Now that is why gold is flat, and this is potentially because of the ongoing Russian Ukrainian fears, war fears. Now, these war fears has caused investors to move to safer segment, that is gold, and move out from equity. That is why markets are dropping. But remember, the charts do speak it out in advance. If you recall my weekly analysis last week, I had told very clearly that rally on metals will continue. The rally on ONGC will continue, that is crude oil and natural gas. The markets may drop, and if you watched my US 30 and US 100 analysis specifically, I had told that the ground on the downside is wide open and both index can drop. Now, do watch those analysis. Definitely it helps. Let's start the day with gold first. Today is the last trading day for the week. Now, this is the gold chart on a daily time frame. You can see this was the zone for consolidation where it consolidated in between 1845 to 1880, or rather 1870 levels. Yesterday it did broke out. Now it is trying to also look at this. The candle has started on a high here around 1903 levels. Also look at it is at the top of the Bollinger Bands. It is trying to possibly may drop a bit before trying to take a rise. Remember, it can form a tail and later in the day it can give you a rise. Also remember, this is the second candle after the, or rather I will say this is the first candle after breakout, and this is the second candle today. So potentially it has to in fact remain within these limits, that is at around 1885 or 1880 levels. It should respect these levels. If it gets below these levels, then I will expect that it is trying to retrace back and falling back again in this zone towards 1860 levels. So I will expect it to may consolidate. It may consolidate a bit because the rally yesterday was sharp, and it can try to come back again towards 1883 to 1888 zone. This zone is important. Breaking 1883 or 1880 is something I will expect that this is going to be a bearish indication that it is breaking 1880. Remember, 1880 is a very strong support for the day. If it breaks this, I think it is coming back to the previous level at 1870 and 1865. Now, this is on the daily chart. Let's have a look at the indicators. Remember, it is trading at the extremes of the Bollinger Band, trading at the above 20-50-100 moving average. Also, right now the candle has just started for the day. It is trying to form a tail, and from there towards the end of the day it can again rise back if it is bullish, and if the tensions vary, if the global tensions vary in the market, the fears prevail, probably it may later rise in the day. But see, this is again, it is overbought here, consistently trading in overbought zone. So it will take just one day for it to drop sharply and put the stochastic in again an oversold position. So it will take just one candle. It may try to do with couple of candle, but it can also achieve a high, like today it has achieved 1903. It can take couple of candle for it to cool down this stochastic to oversold and again resume the rally. So right now MACD is divergent and extremely bullish. RSI is again nearing overbought positions. Also, let's have a look at the weekly charts. Now on the weekly candle, you can see After this consolidation here, it is broke out last week, it is left a little wick, there is a tail available, and now trying to give it a rise. Potentially 1900 levels, 1903 levels, as stated in my weekly analysis, has given it a little resistance here. Now it may try to close the week with a little wick. So once it leaves the week with a little wick at the top, potentially we may see a third greener candle also next week. That is what we can expect. It is trying to create a room. Possibly it may try to drop today till towards 1883, 1888 levels, but can bounce back from there. So in sum, for the day, uh, we can look forward to a target of 1888 first, and then 1883 first. From there, we will observe how it behaves there. It can bounce back, it can reverse, and a long entry only beyond 1903 is recommended. Why I am recommending a long entry beyond 1903 is because it is overbought on couple of indicators, and once it corrects, it is going to be a sharp correction where it may drop heavily. That is why we have to be safe while taking our positions, and that is why I am recommending you to go long on gold only at 1903. Also, the support may come in at below that. It may try to hit 1888, 1883 and 1880 level. Now for the day, 1879 below it, in fact it can drop till 1879 78 zone, but below 78 I will be treating this as bearish. I will be treating this as weak. I'll be expecting it to hit 1870 again, take a base at 1870, and then fly off again next week. So potentially we might see it retracing a bit, but remember, it can fly again because it is the candle has opened at a high. It can again bounce back and rally. So from 1903, once you take a long entry, remember it is going to fly from there. It will try to hit 1910, 1915 levels, and then 1917 levels. These three numbers are important. Beyond that, 1924 will come into picture. Now remember, this can happen, and yes, you can take your positions accordingly. And a long entry is only beyond 1903 till the time. It can try to retrace back till 1888, 1883 zone, and from there again it can bounce back. So take your positions accordingly. Now let's move towards silver. Now this is the daily chart for silver, and you can see on silver it is trying to form lower highs. Once I say lower highs, I will say 2380 levels definitely is trying to give it a stronger resistance. And on the upside, you can see this zone 2385, 2390. Now this zone at 2385, 2390 is very important for silver to go past by, and there is a stronger resistance lying at 2400. So it has to cross this zone to act super bullish, else it can try to drop again, and this time the drop can take it towards again. See, it has formed a base at 2360. Potentially till the time today it remains below 2385. See, we have to enjoy both ways. If it's below 2385, you can, or rather I will say, if it's below 2380, right now it is at 2379 and 2382 levels. So below 2380 you can take a sell position. The next target is 2370 and 2365 and 2360. These three numbers, very strong support for silver at 2360, and if it breaks 2360 it will lend to 2340 also. But we have to be cautious here, it can reverse as, and the long entry is only recommended below beyond 2390, where it will try to head towards 2400 and 2412 zone. So take your positions accordingly. The strong support for the day should come into picture at 2360. It can try to take away 2360 today, probably may try to retrace a bit on the upside. Remember, lower highs is what silver is showing on the daily charts. Let's have a look at the indicators here on the daily chart. See, trading above the 20-50-100 moving average, trading in a bullish zone, and stochastic here on silver is comfort. But at the same time, stochastic has crossed over in a buy side, so we have to be cautious for a short here. And MACD lines are divergent, RSI is comfortable. Let's also have a look at the weekly charts, because this is going to be the closing of the week. You can see here on the weekly charts that the candle is still green, and it has got more room for it to rise. In fact, if it has to form lower highs, 2400, 2410 is the level which it might achieve before trying to close the week, or else it can try to close the week at a doji also. From there may try to fly, and a potential drop till 2365, 2360 can be expected. And on the upside, it can try to hit 2410, 2400 levels. Take your positions accordingly. We have to profit from either ways, either moves on either sides. Below 2380 you can go short for 2370, 2365, 2360 levels, and in fact it can drop below that. Above 2390 go long for 2400, 2412, and in fact beyond that it will definitely fly. Take your positions accordingly. Now let's have a look at crude oil. These are the charts for crude oil. You can see it, 8900. This is the support at 20 moving average. That is simple moving average, definitely a stronger support until 1887.5, 80, rather I'll say 8750 and 8850. There are a couple of bases or supports it has created. You can see here on the charts, on the daily charts, previous support 8700, now 87.8, 88.2, and now it has created a support at 89.2 levels. With the support at 89.2, we will observe how it behaves there, breaking either of the supports. Once it breaks 89.2, it will again try to come back till towards 88.2 levels, and then towards 87.8. Below that it will drop towards 87. But whether this could happen or not, let's have a closer look. Remember, this is the first red week after, or a red candle on crude oil charts after several weeks. It has rallied for little long. Also look at this, the daily charts. Rise, retracement, lower highs, rise, retracement, lower highs. So it is still very much trading in this channel, and breaking this channel is something which I will be observing here. If it breaks 8700, definitely that is going to be a bearish indication for crude oil for the coming weeks. It may try to break below those levels. In fact, it can drop till towards 8400, 8500, and below that it will definitely correct sharply. See, the oil prices are at a high level, and it may try to cool off a bit before trying to continue or resume the rally again. Also, now this is a 20 period moving average at 8900. Breaking this and breaking 8800 is something I will be observing. Any drop below 8800 is a clear cut bearish indication for crude oil. It can correct sharply. Mark my words, it can correct sharply beyond below 8800 towards it. So rather I will say below 8780 it can correct towards 8700, 8600, and below that it will drop to 8400. Take your positions accordingly with caution. Till the time it remains above this, it can again bounce back. A potential long entry for the day is only recommended above 90.4 levels, 90.2 levels. You can take a long entry at 90.2, expect it to rise again towards 91.2 levels, and then 92 levels. Beyond that also it can achieve. Now let's have a look at the weekly charts. On the weekly charts, now you can see go with crude oil it is simple: the rally, the retracement, the rally, the retracement. So is it the beginning of the retracement? Is it the beginning of, also look at this, smaller rally, the rise is smaller, rally drop is also accordingly. It has retraced, rise, and then retracement. It has not come to the previous lows. So in fact it is trying to retrace. Probably how far this could go, it can come back till towards 70 to 73 levels. This could be the low which it might try to achieve if it tries to correct. But this is a matter of distinct future or a farther future. But look at the stochastic. Stochastic is consistently in overbought here on the weekly charts. It has to, it is a cycle here, and I think the beginning of this cycle is resuming here, where we can expect it to correct. So any drop below 8800, don't forget to take a short entry. Don't forget to take a short entry. You can keep your shorts intact, and specifically below 8700 it will drop towards 8600 and then 8400 very much. For the day, only long entry is above 90.2 levels. So for the day, any long entry is beyond 90.2, where you can take a long entry for 9100, 91.2, 9200 levels. Till the time it remains below 90 or 9020 levels, you can expect it to drop till 88.5, 8800, and 87.8. Below that it may correct till 8700 levels. Also take your positions accordingly. Now let's have a look at natural gas. Now this is the daily candle for natural gas. Watch my yesterday's analysis, the daily morning forecast. I drew this candle that probably it may try to achieve a high towards 4700 4800 zone and it can drop. That is what it has formed. This is a simple technical analysis and expertise of charts. I had told that this pattern, after this pattern, it may try to form this formation where it can achieve a high and then take a drop. That is what precisely happened. Now natural gas is trading at 4420 levels and it is trying to form this, but you can expect that probably if it is bearish it has to break 4300, then only I will expect it to drop towards 4200 and below levels it may try to correct sharply, else it is a potential pole and flag formation. From there it can rise again next week. But for the day, what could be expected? It has to consolidate little bit. Maybe let's have a look at the 4-hour charts. Also first let's have a look at the indices here. Indicators here. 20 moving average giving it and 100 moving average giving it a resistance here at 4450 or 4500 levels. Now it has to break past 4500 for natural gas to resume a bull run. Also look at this, the 20 exponential moving average giving it a support at 4380. Now below this, breaking 4350, you can expect that it is going to hit 4220 levels and in fact it can drop till 4100. Below 4280 you can take a short entry. You can expect it to drop, below 4380 you can take a short entry. You can expect it to drop till 4220 and 4100 levels. Above 4380 and between 460 levels we have to be cautious. 4380 and 4460, around 80 points, we have to be cautious. Now also let's have a look at the indicators here. Looking at the indicators, the trended price oscillator trying to enter into sell zone. Stochastic looking downwards, probably looking indicating a drop there because it is overbought, and MACD trying to cross over, but it is still on the sell side. Hence, it can continue with that. RSI is comfortable. Let's have a look at the weekly charts. On the weekly charts, today is the last trading day of the week. It may close with a minor retracement and resume the rally again, as it has formed a higher base here, and hence a probable drop till 4200 or 4300 can be expected. Below 4380 you can take a short entry for 4300. It may try to get a support there, or it may try to drop till 4200 and bounce back till towards 4300 levels. A potential trading zone for the day is between 4200 to 4450, 4460. If it trades above 4460 levels, definitely it will fly again towards 4550 and 4600. So we have not to deny either ways. We have to profit from trading either direction. Whichever direction it goes, we have to profit. A long entry and short entry levels I have already stated. Take your positions accordingly. Now let's have a look at Nifty 50. Nifty on the daily charts has seen a low and now looking forward to a high. You can see on the daily charts once again 17300 will provide it a stronger resistance, and if you look at the downside, the previous two candle had got its resistance intact, and that is why 17350 will come into picture. These two levels 17300 and 17350 are very important for Nifty 50. If it breaks past 17350 you can expect to and stay long, and it is going to be a this pattern breaker where it is going to resume with the bull run, and it can rise sharply towards 17500. So once it breaks 17350 you can stay long for next. See, the next resistance at 17450 and 17500 will come into picture. Beyond that it may try to hit 17600 also. This is a 100 period moving average which may provide a resistance at 17600, and here you can see the 50 period moving average at 17500 level. These two levels are very important for Nifty, but also we have seen that it has seen lower lows here and trying to rise from there. That is what is the marking a mark of caution. Let's have a look at the indicators here, and you can see the trended price oscillator entering into buy zone, probably curving upwards. Stochastic is near to overbought, not overbought as of now. It still has room to rise. MACD lines are running parallel, and look at the weekly look at also the weekly charts, because today is the last trading day for the week. You can see higher lows and now it is also looking forward to also look at this how beautifully the highs are connected. Hence definitely probably it appears it is not going to break this zone at 17,450 for sure. It I think the high for the week is done and it can try to close the week at red and may potentially drop. So yes, a long entry is only recommended beyond 17,350. Till the time it remains below 17,350, you can expect or you can uh, sell every rise in till 17,350. Let's say if you see it trading at 17,350, you can still enter a short entry. You can probably expect it to drop at least till 17,100 levels, and from there, or it may also try to close the week at around 17 200 levels somewhere here, because see it can try to close the week at a doji, and hence a probable trading zone between 17,200 to 17,350. A cautious approach with the market with minimal move can be expected. So it is going to sink probably today. Take your positions with caution. 17,350 to 17,200 cannot be denied. In fact, it can drop till 17,150. So almost 200 points of move. You can expect that it may try to swing it a bit in between these two levels. If you see it rising with the open, probably you can take a short entry. I think at 17,350, 17,400, if you take a short entry, you should get another 200 points on the downside. And if you see it dropping at the beginning which it takes it to around 17,150 or 17,100, you can take a long entry and expect 100 points of move on the upside. Take your positions according. Now let's have a look at US 30. Now, US 30 has seen a low of 34,250 at the day before, and for the day, it has seen a low at around close to 34,300 level, trying to bounce back. And you can see a clear resistance at 34,500, which was the resistance for the downside. Now it is the resistance, which was the support for the downside move. Now it is the resistance for the upside move. And now, if it breaks 34,500 zone, it is potentially looking forward to 34,600, and beyond that, it will again look forward to 34,780 levels. But whether this could happen or not, we will look from 4-hour charts or so, because right now the candle is just begun. Also look at the retracement levels here. Drop, rise, minor drop, higher high, and this time it has formed a uh, lows here with the comparative to the nearest low. However, highs with comparative to the previous lows or the lows which we have seen in the last 1 month or so, and hence it is still resuming or continuing in this upward trend, breaking this zone at 34,200. Definitely that is an indication that the it is resuming the bearishness more, and potentially it may try to uh, equalize the previous lows at 34,000 to 33,500 levels, and it can drop well below those levels. So I'll be watchful of the level at 34,200. Definitely it may try to provide a stronger support for the day. Breaking below 34,200, sky is the limit. Go short. It can try to drop extremely. Now what will happen in between? Let's have a look how far it could rise before it tries to take a drop. Stochastic is looking downwards on the daily charts. RSI MACD has crossed over on its sell side. RSI is comfortable. Let's have a look at the weekly charts also, because today is the last trading day for the week. You can see here clearly this zone has provided it is stronger resistance. It has given you second red candle, and also if we connect the dots here, the highs and the lows should be well connected. It appears there is still some room for it to drop till 34,100 zone and 34,000 zone before it tries to take a close at these levels. May try to see a little load on the downside, and a probable drop can also be expected. However, this zone at 35 34 500 is important for the markets. Rather, I will say 34 800 700 is important for the markets. So once it breaks 34,500, it can try to hit towards 34,600 and 700 zone. This is a very important zone for US 30. Let's have a look at the 4-hour charts. What are the 4-hour charts are saying? Because that will decide the immediate trading strategy for us. Uh, right now it appears higher lows and trying to reverse, as the stochastic must have moved downwards. Also, this see yesterday in my daily analysis I told that it will try to come back till towards here, and in fact this time it has seen lower lows. So lower highs, lower lows, indicating bearishness. Now trying to retrace back a bit. 34,500 appears that it can try to hit. Once it breaks 34,500, I will be observant how it behaves till 34,600. Now from there it can again try to drop a bit towards 34,200 zone. So a possible trading zone between 34,600, and in fact it can try to hit 34,700 780 zone before trying to take a drop. So what I'm trying to say is it can try to come back to this zone. This is the 20 period moving average, a pivot level, and hence 34,780 zone can be expected. If it continues to rise, it can try to hit this zone before trying to retrace a bit on the downside, which will complete its journey, a minor retracement, and followed with a drop. So yes, a short entry is recommended only below 34,200. Till the time it remains above 34,200, we can expect it to bounce back till towards 34. The high could be at 34,780 levels. However, I expect it to get a little resistance at 34,500, the nearest resistance, 34 600 the next resistance, 34,780 the third level of resistance. It can rise till there before trying to take a drop. Take your positions accordingly. Now let's have a look at US 100. Now this is a chart for US 100. You can see on the 4-hour charts it has almost formed a double bottom with the lower lows here. 14,150 has provided a support. You can see the previous low at 14,050, and now from there, or rather 14,100, now from there higher lows has been created. It is trying to form a base at 14,150 levels, 140 levels. From there it is trying to retrace back a bit. It has clearly broken the previous. If you recall my yesterday's analysis, I had clearly told it is trying to form this. It has come back to this zone at 34,300, and now 34,300 appears to be another support which it might try to, or rather resistance which it need to break for any for resumption of the upward journey. Now if it breaks 14,300, beyond 14,300, definitely it can try to again rise till towards. How far this could go, let's try to see this. See, previously it has tried to come back to here. So the next target, if it continues beyond 14,300, is first 14,410, 14,450, and 14,450 definitely should provide a stronger resistance, which was a support for the downward move. Now it will be the resistance for the day for any upward move. So a potential target of 14,450 can be taken, and it can in fact rise beyond or drop sharply from here. That also need to be seen. Now this is on the 4-hour charts. Let's have a look at the stochastic. Is trading at bottom. A potential reversal is must, and it can try to rise from there. And yes, it is trying to rise. It is a greener candle breaking 14,300. Definitely it will try to hit 14,400, the first target. 14,450, 14,440, 14,450 the next target, and then beyond that it will try to hit 14,600. See, that is also very much possible. These are markets, anything is possible. And let's have a look at the daily charts. On the daily charts, you can see here on the daily charts, this zone at 14,600 is very important. Now you can see the 20-50 average moving average and exponential moving average are coming back together in this zone at 14,600. If it breaks 14,600, then only I will expect that it is going to remain bullish, and it is a reversal here which may try to take it towards 14,700 zone, and it will close the week there. Also look at this, it has formed a higher low. A base here at, will be of concern for us, and a low on the downside is wide open. It can drop till towards 13,700 level, but it is trying to let me draw something for you here. So there are a couple of channels which is in place right now. 14,000 levels the immediate support, and then 13,700 800 zone the immediate support. Now if it breaks below this zone, then only I will consider this as bearish. Right now it is trying to retrace back again. How far this could go? This could again come till towards 14,500 zone, the next target, and possibly it may try to hit 14,500 before trying to take a drop again. So yes, the only short entry is below 14,100. If it drops below 14,100, go short. See, right now the fears are weighing in on the markets, and people are skeptical about investing into equity. But yes, a minor resumption or any consolatory words from either sides on global markets, from global forces, if it comes, then definitely the markets will take a sharp rally. My next target beyond 14,300 is 14,400. Sorry, 14,350. Beyond 14,350 it is 14,450, and then 14,500 will come into picture. Take your positions accordingly. Now let's have a look at FTSE 100. FTSE 100 has taken a support at 7500. You can clearly see on the daily charts it has formed higher lows and getting a support at 7490. Only breaking 7490, I'll recommend you to go short, else it is again looking forward to 7560, 7580 zone. This zone is very important. It can again retrace back to 7580, and in fact it can bounce back beyond 7600 levels also. So yes, it may try to retrace back a bit, but it has to cross this zone at 754050. Now see, again these 40-50 points will come into picture. 7490, 74595 levels are important. Let me show you here. See, higher low. So 74500 is important for FTSE 100 and 7540 is important for FTSE 100. Breaking either sides. Once it breaks 7540, you can go long for 7565 and 7580 levels. Now these 40 points are very important. 7580 is a very strong resistance for FTSE 100. Any rise beyond 7580 will again take it to the equilibrium towards 7600. Take your positions accordingly. On the downside, if you recall, now the 7500 level, previously it was 7480, now 7500 is a stronger resistance for FTSE 100 on the downside. Now look at the stochastic is almost at a comfortable levels, however looking downwards, and MACD has just crossed over. So potentially FTSE 100 can trade into bearish zones for nearest and coming weeks. Now look at the 4-hour charts. I will show you something on 4-hour charts. On the 4-hour charts, here you can see this is a reversal signal that bears have lost the control here, and the bulls are taking it back from the next candle onwards, and that is what we can see. There is a rise, however lower highs, and if it breaks the zone at 7540, then only I will recommend you to go long. As I said, 7560 and 7565 may also provide a resistance, then 7580 it will directly lend to. So take a long entry at 7540. Definitely it will fly back. On the downside, only short is recommended once it breaks 7500 convincingly. Till the time it remains above 7500, you can expect it to, or you can expect it to rise or bounce back. Also look at the 4-hour charts here. Here you can see that stochastic was oversold, now trying to come back to comfortable levels. MACD lines are trying to converge into buy zone, and weekly charts indicating that potentially it may close the week in red. That is what it is trying to, but with a minor red towards 7580 levels can be expected. So this is all for FTSE 100. Now let's move towards Germany 40. Now Germany 40, on the daily charts you can see it has formed a double bottom here, and only breaking below 15100 is where I will recommend you to go short. That it is really bearish. If it breaks 15100, then and then only I will recommend you to go short. However, look at the daily charts. It has always formed lower highs, and it has got it supported for 15100 zone. Now with the support here at 15100, it is trying to form a narrowing triangle, and it must show a breakout soon. The high for the day, if it breaks this zone at 15250, definitely 15300 will appear. Beyond 15300, 15350, and then 15400 can be expected on Germany 40. Also look at the stochastic here, and the DPO is in red. The stochastic is trying to cross over onto a sell side. The MACD is still on the buy zone. The RSI is comfortable. Look at the 4-hour charts. On the 4-hour chart, it is showing a reversal here after this drop, and also it has completed this lower highs has been formed. From here it can try to retrace back again. First target is 15300, which is going to be a stronger resistance. Take a long entry at 15250. It can try to hit 15300, and beyond 15300 the next target is 15400 levels. It can try to rise back again till towards 15400. Also any short entry is recommended below 15100, where it can drop heavily towards 15050 and below levels towards 4900. Also it can cover this up completely. Take a short entry at 15100. Definitely you can make another 100 points, 150 points at least, where the first support at 15050, next support at 4950, and 4900 will come into picture. Take your positions accordingly. Any long entry beyond 15300 is only recommended. Also on the 4-hour charts, it is at oversold levels. May try to retrace back a bit before trying to take a beating later in the day. Also look at the weekly charts. The weekly candle is trying to close in green. Probably it may try to do so. However, lower highs on the previous candle and lower lows in this candle, indicating that potentially the markets are bearish. However, let's see if it tries to close somewhere here at between 15300 400 zone for the day, and it can continue to do so. Take your positions accordingly. Short entry beyond 15100, long entry beyond 15250. Yes, you can take a long entry beyond those and take your profits accordingly in the nearest targets 15300 350 and 15400 zone can be achieved. Beyond that, sky is the limit. On the downside, 14950 and 4900 can come into picture. Take your positions accordingly. This is all from my side. If you like and appreciate my effort, press the bell icon, press the thumbs up button. Stay tuned with the latest updates. Join my Telegram channel or reach out to me via email for any of your trading or trading related queries. Thank you very much. Have a great profitable trading day. Thank you.